Hey guys, and welcome back to another cool video. In this video I'm going to show you how to implement dependency injection on your projects using Koin library. This is the fourth episode of the dependency injection playlist. If you have watched the previous videos, that's perfect. But if you haven't watched them, I encourage you to watch them. But if you don't have time for that, in this video I'm going to tell you anything you need about the dependency injection so you can manage to implement Koin library in your projects and use it. Let's get started. Here in this video we are going to create this countries application. As you may watch the previous videos, we created this and we implemented the dependency injection, the manual one, and using Hilt library. And now in this video I'm going to show you how to implement Koin dependency injection into this. And also I'm going to explain some extra things about the Koin library here. So as the beginning, we need these 4 lines of the versions in the catalog, and down below here we need these 8 lines, 4 of them for the Koin, 3 of them for the retrofit, and the last one for the coil to display the images from URL. No extra plugin. Let's go to the build.kts. Down below we have these 8 lines, and you can add them into your project, sync the project, and you are ready to start. Okay, let's start with the definition of the dependency injection. The dependency injection is nothing but to give a class the object that this class needs to work. Consider you have a ViewModel, and this ViewModel needs a repository to work. So if we simply write the name of the repository as a variable in the constructor of this ViewModel, we did the dependency injection manually. And we can use the libraries like Dagger2, Dagger Dagger1, and Koin to do this automatically. So in this video I'm going to show you, as I said, how to implement such thing using Koin. For the beginning, let's start with the required materials that we have here. I have a package called models. I have some data classes that the data that are coming from the API are supposed to sit inside them. By copy and paste the URL in a browser, you can achieve the data. Then come here in the root package, right click, use this plugin, and you can paste the data here, name it, and generate these data classes automatically. If you don't have this plugin, simply go to the file, to the settings, to the plugins, and search for JSON to Kotlin class here and install it. And then by right click, you will see it here. You can use it. So the data classes are added here, and we are ready to start. In the root package, let's start with building our API service. Kotlin interface, and I'm going to call it API service. This API service will make the network call for us by using get annotation of the retrofit library. So let's add this get, and not users but the countries. Import this get annotation, and here we need a suspend function, and let's call it get countries, and the received data will sit on this data class here, countries item. Okay, That's it for this API service. Let's go one step further. The next step is to create an interface in the root package and call it my repository. This my repository needs somehow the same suspend function. Fetch countries and the received data again, we'll see it on the countries item. The next step is to implement this my repository because it's an interface. So we need a class to implement this repository. Right click, new class, let's call it my repository implementation. Okay. This class inherits from the interface my repository. And we need to add the members, which is in this case this override suspend function fetch countries from here. Okay, now we need another thing here. Let's start from here. This is the first part of our dependency injection. This repository implementation class needs this API service to work. And we need to tell Koin, hey, you need to provide this API service and inject it to my repository implementation class for us to make it possible to work. And at the end, it returns the API service, but the name is another thing, dot get countries. Okay, so as I said, it needs this API service to work. In such case, we need to create a file and we need to build a module for our dependency injection inside it. In the previous video that we were talking about the hilt, I told you this module is like a heart, like a brain of our dependency injection. And whatever we want from the dependency injection should be mentioned there. We should tell the Koin or the hilt that we need this variable, this variable, this variable, and you should give it, you should provide it first and give it to this class and this class and this class. So let's do it. Create a network module. The type is file. You can name it whatever you want. Let's have a variable here. And call it the same. And it equals to module. As you see, this module comes from Koin library. Okay, here we need to build the API service, the retrofit setup, and the API service. So let's start with a block here, and this block is single. This single is the same as the annotation singleton in the dagger hilt, and tells to our application that whatever is inside this block is singleton, and that means that as long as our application is alive, anything we have inside this block will remain alive. So
when the application opens, the thing that we have here will be created, and when the application will close, the thing that we have here also will be closed automatically. This is the definition of the singleton. Okay. Base URL dot add converter factory dot build dot create. And this is the base URL. Okay, so we have whatever we need here. So the API service here is created now, and as we mentioned, is singleton. And now we need to tell to Koin that you should give it to this repository. Again, we need annotation single and or single block, let's say here. We need a qualifier here, and I'm going to mention it as the my repository. So here we asked Koin to provide this API service for us. Now here we are telling to Koin that you should give it to my repository. My repository implementation. As you can see, automatically it mentions here API service. So as you can see here, API service. By writing get, automatically Koin will inject this API service into this my repository implementation, and that's it. Everything is done here. Let's go one step further. We need a ViewModel here. New class, and let's call it main ViewModel. Okay, the class now needs to work with this my repository. So we need to create a private value out of this my repository interface. So this view model depends on this my repository interface. In the hilt, we had annotation hilt view model here, but in Koin we don't have such thing, because at all we don't have any type of annotation. So inside the network module here we need to introduce our view model to Koin library. So main view model, I'm going to call it here, and this main view model needs this main view model needs this my repository implementation my repository interface to work. So here again, by writing get, behind the scene everything that we need automatically will be done by Koin. Inside the view model we need to add some other stuff. We need two variables, one of them private, the other one not private.
underscore countries equals to mutable state flow of list of not countries item. Okay, this is the first variable that we need, and the second variable is here. Countries equal to this one, but let's introduce it. It's a state flow of list of countries. That's it. Importing the state flow, and we are ready to use it. Down below, we need to add a private function, and let's call it fetch countries. ViewModel scope dot launch try catch Okay, now here underscore countries dot value equals to repository, and inside the repository we had the suspend function fetch countries. We are going to call it, and finally here we need init block to call this fetch countries inside it, and whatever we have inside this init block, as soon as this ViewModel is created, will be called and will be executed. So we have whatever we need here inside the ViewModel, and let's go one step further. Inside the same project that we built with Dagger Hilt, we created a class called it application. Here as well, we need this class. The type is application. Importing it, and here we need to add some stuff. First of all, it needs onCreate function. Then inside it, start Koin. This is the start point of our Koin dependency injection. And here we need to add our modules. Any amount of them that we have. It can be one, just we have here one only, the network module, or it can be multiple of them. So any of them that we have here, we can write comma and again ViewModel module and etc. So here that's it, and this is the next thing that we need, Android context. In case we need to use context inside this repository implementation, we can use it by adding this here, but it should be here, and this one will attach the Koin to this application, and after that it will work. Let's go to the manifest. Here in the manifest, we need to register that class by the name, and also here we need to add users permission, internet permission, and that's it. Now it will work. the next step is to go to the main activity and introduce our ViewModel here. We have two types of introducing ViewModel. If you are using XML, you can use this approach: private value, calling it ViewModel by ViewModel. Alt and enter. We have it here now, and you can use it if you are using XML. And if you are using Compose, simply here write val, calling it ViewModel, and equals to get ViewModel here. Mention the main ViewModel, and instead of this curly braces, we can use parentheses, and it will work perfectly. We need a screen to display our data, and we need to design something inside it, but to make the time of the video shorter, I'm going to copy and paste it totally. So here, let's paste it, the country screen. Here it is. You can find the whole source code in my GitHub page, link down below in the description. And if you want to write it by yourself, let me zoom for you, and let's scroll slowly, and you can see anything that you need to write. You can pause the video and write it if you want. Okay, here, country screen, the ViewModel will be equal to this ViewModel, and the modifier equals to modifier. Nothing more. It should work. Let's check it. Okay, the application is created and works like a charm, and till now, till this part of the video, you had whatever you need to build this application implementing Koin library. And now I'm going to give you some extra data. So hit the subscribe button, give me a like, and let's continue. Okay, I want to mention two things. Let's go to the module first. Here we use the singleton, but consider you have two ViewModels, for example, and both of them are calling or they need a single repository. In this case, as you can see, we use the single, and the application opens. Once whatever we have here will be created, will be provided, and till the end of the life of the application, it will remain. But in case if you have two repositories, two ViewModels, that doesn't make sense to keep this alive when this ViewModel is not alive. So instead of single, you can use factory, and when you are using factory, anytime that one of those ViewModels are calling this repository, this block will create an instance of our repository for us, and will inject it automatically to our ViewModel. So you can use this factory, and the factory, as I said, will make the life of this repository a bit shorter. So let me add 2 lines of comments here in case later you are going to download the codes from my GitHub. You can see this definition and you will remember what was the factory. So let's change it to single. Okay. The next thing that I want to mention is the concept of a scope. Whenever you need to pass a variable to a class, for example, activity class, you can scope this variable to that class, and as long as that class is alive, that variable also will be alive. For this, let's create here another file and let's call it a scope module. It shouldn't be class. Okay, it should be like this. Again, I have 2 lines of comments. So this scope is the thing that we are using to scope a variable to an activity, not to whole application. And so when the activity is destroyed, the scope is destroyed. This comment is written by AI, so you see. Then this AI is supposed to replace us and work instead of the programmers. I don't think so. So let's use the scope here, and here we are going to add the class that you want to attach this variable to it. So in this case, I'm going to mention the main activity, and down below I can write a scoped, this one, and here I can write whatever I want. Hello from main activity. This is the string variable that we want to scope it to main activity. And now let's go to the main activity to extract this data and display it there. Inside the main activity, we need to create a variable, and before that we need to add here Android scope component, and here we need to override this scope variable, and this get is not required here. We need to introduce it, so by activity scope. Okay, and down below, private value by inject, the type is a string, and that's it. It needs a name. Now it will work. A component. Okay. our variable is now extracted and injected to this hello, and we can display it simply. Here, instead of this screen, I'm going to add a text to display the text that we added in the scope module. Hello from Android, something like that. It crashed, and I know why. Here in the main application, as I told you, if we have more than one module, we need to introduce it here to this start coin. So a scope module. Okay, hello from main activity. Till now everything is fine, but consider we have multiple string variables or any other type. How Koin knows that which one should be injected to this hello? The answer is that Koin doesn't know it, and we should tell it. Let's go to the scope, and here we need to use qualifiers to name these variables. So simply here adding a parenthesis, qualifier, and named. That's it. Pressing Ctrl D and creating another one. By from main activity. So we have it. Let's go to the main activity, and now we can use the name of this variable here. For example, by. Did I read it? Let me check again. Okay, it's capital B. So it's okay. Let's check it. Okay, buy from main activity. And that was whatever I wanted to tell you about Koin. I hope you enjoyed this and it was useful for you. Please hit the subscribe button and give me a thumbs up for this video. And if you have any question, any suggestion, write down below in the comment box, and I will read them and answer them as soon as possible. If you want to financially support me, you can buy me a coffee through the link down below in the description, and also you can be a member of the channel and support me. Till the next video, have a good time, happy coding, see you.